You know, friends, I was listening to a little religious talk show this morning on the radio, and I'd have give anything to have got through on the phone and give them my little input. But you know what? I got 10 fingers pointing right back at me. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not condemning anybody. But I'm telling you what's wrong in our churches today. The pastors, the preachers, the evangelists, not all of them, because you got a handful of genuine out there. But the majority of your churches today, the pastors have lost their backbone. I was listening to a talk show on TV. That host asked those two preachers, "How do you feel about this in the church?" And both of them, they went to crawfishing. Well, I really don't want to talk about that. I really would like to keep my opinions to myself. Why? If the Bible says it's wrong, then that's not an opinion. That's law. And as a pastor and preacher and evangelist, you're supposed to stand up and take a stand against sin and not be ashamed. Are you worried about people's feelings? You're supposed to be worried about their soul and tell them it's wrong. They took prayer out of schools, and the first thing they do is, they run to the churches when they have a terrorist attack. They have little vigils for the victims. But yet, they didn't want prayer in school in the first place. And let me tell you something. If an alcoholic or a drug addict walks into that church and sits down, and if you're supposed to be a Christian, and you walk past them and say, I'm not going to sit by him. I'm not going to sit by her. Let me tell you something. You're in a whole lot worse shape than that alcoholic and that drug addict. You're the one that needs to be at the altar. And let me tell you something. If that preacher stands before the congregation and says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and if he don't do it, then he just lied, and he has no business being behind that pulpit telling the people about their mistakes and their faults and telling them about sin. He needs to be at the altar. And let me tell you something. If somebody has done me wrong, or I've done somebody wrong, and I try to make my peace and they don't forgive me, I'm supposed to take 2 witnesses with me and try to make peace. If they don't want nothing to do with me then you know what? I'm supposed to take it to in front of the whole church. That's what my Bible tells me to do. We just need to forget it. And we need to move on. We need to forgive each other. Yeah, we need to forgive each other. But we need to make it right as a congregation with peace and harmony and unity. Because I'm here to tell you something. Until churches come together in peace and harmony and unity, we're never going to have the revival that the Bible says we're going to have. Because when we have that revival, there's going to be peace and harmony. And it's going to be unity. We're supposed to love each other inside the church and outside the church. The churches today, and I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of your churches today is full of cliques, full of special little groups, backstabbing, backbiting, gossiping, trashing each other, running each other down. And let me tell you something. Then we wonder why we're not having a move of God in the church. We're wondering why people are getting discouraged. We're wondering why people are leaving the church. Let me tell you something. It's all about this right here. It's not all about how much money that you pay in your tithes, or how much money you give to the church, or how faithful you are to the church, or you do this and you do that for your pastor. It's all about this thing right here that pumps blood through my body. That's what it's about. And I'm here to tell you something. People better start coming together in peace and harmony or unity if we're going to see God. God bless each and every one.